Stardate 2739X4 upside down W. Random. I don't even know what that means. Isn't that an M? Don't question it. So, a series of strange amazingness occurs yesterday. It's unexpected, but it's definitely requested. Stops. I'm pointing this at you, targeted audience. Very few and select. What is he pointing at? This is the knife. One begins to pass out. Sometimes you've got to take something to go to bed, wind down, or what have you. We could say medicate. And in this world, medicines, pharmacia, not so good. I'm not saying aspirins are poisoned. I'm just suggesting perhaps the people who make aspirins are poisons. Poison is... That's a side note. So, elimination of excess bullshit is the name of the game here. You only got a little bit of time, tick-tock. That's true. Mortal. So the mortal human has many varied problems. It takes the mortal, frail human a lot of time to even stand up in this world. They're not equipped, synced. We are definitely all strangers in a foreign land, dropped here by some malevolent, technical theocrat. Yeah, all of you. Brown, yellow, red, every one of us. We should all know, none of us escapes. We're all abandoned children of some. We're better than yous in spaceships. But now, about 5,000 of those spaceships are owned, hidden, and operated right under our noses by some assholes, probably very few, super rich jerks who decided they would rather have that as a card to pull out later than literally solve all of the problems in the world as far as pollution, check, world hunger, not with its eyes closed. Yeah, the craft known to be UFO, the one, and this is what it is. It is a vehicle somehow incorporating the Earth force by squaring it. It qualifies as a weapon because it's beamed, kills, welds, destroys. I don't know. But this fucking UFO, once you start to realize how deadly it is to slip on the road and die, how many of your family or people you know have died in a car crash? More than one. Let's say it touches all of our lives. I am a motorcycle guy who's not one single time ever motorcycled. And how so? Don't know. I've avoided it. I would have to learn on someone else's, putting that person's shit at risk, and that risk has not been acceptable to me yet. Does it also tandemly connect to I haven't died from it? Abso-fucking-lutely. Not so random now. Take two things, two dissimilar but necessary things together. Like, you don't put just two good tasting things together and get a fucking fantastic thing, because tuna doesn't go with applesauce. No, both are great, but for their own reasons. They don't fit. It takes the human soul to know what'll work and what won't. That's why AIs will never beat us, because of our recipes are superior. That just can't be undone. I don't give a fuck what silicone-based life forms tell you. Lava people don't make great sandwiches. They burn them all. Yeah, I said it. I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot too. But yesterday, during a inaudible text, because my phone being broken, but yet in that weird, is this real? The contract, yes, they offered me a contract I couldn't refuse. In the fine print, it did disclose my known ability to just break and run from responsibilities in the form of financial ones. And that being said, it appeared to be an offer or a different form of contract that allowed me to see it through and thus prove in some sort of weird, this isn't real, but it is type of way that one does find everywhere in this amazing world. Yes, but mine is specifically the Boost phone. They give me a phone, I've got it, it doesn't work, but yet it's not completely broken. Kind of like me. I begin to identify with my device. Do you love your device? No, I hate it. And begin to love its meanings. So I've long awaited some sort of word from my children. Yes, this crazy ass man here and his fucking gateway to hell behind me. I hate it when people appear, men pose shirtless in front of their mirror. What about behind their mirror? I don't know. Like, let me stay focused. I do plan on publishing this immediately upon done. So, yeah, I'm partially crazy. I'm not a narcissist. I convict myself guilty of it in a form that is called covert. I have a narcissist mother. That's a fucking fact. I always thought she had Asperger's. My brother would second me on that. I talked to him this morning too. The good thing about the seasons is reeling in the families. Once you reel in the family, you sit next to Uncle Rapist. I don't have an Uncle Rapist. That's just a horrible. Take the clue. Uncles. Uncle equals handler. If nothing else, know that shit. That's a fucking fact. Your uncle's uncle handler. Yeah, that's a fucking one of those terms used. Don't abuse it. So yeah, the kid's message. I get Drake, and he's on top of the phone call. And if you could imagine a car, and it would be Amanda's car, one of two of her cars. Yes, blending them. There's two. One's a Taurus. Like the Taurus is a donut. Do not mistake one for the other. And then there's a Taurus, the bull, made by Ford. Victor's got one, my friend Victor. Now, Victor comes yesterday, but Victor, who came yesterday, had recently, this Victor complex, there's three. In one version of the reality, and I'm keen on this one because of my learning disability, allows me to endeavor to perceive the three in one. Not everybody should, ought to, or dare. Don't try this at home, kids. If you try to put into the brain, I'm going to run with the three as one for everything, you going crazy. You going to need some medication. You're going to have to be chemically put into a coma and then chemically uncombed to correct that shit. Yeah, you can break your mind. Same thing with occult stuff. You start fucking with the spiritual world, it will fuck back. You turn on the light, the hungry ghost come a feeding. They coming for you ass. All real shit, just handed to you slightly crazy, passionately inflamed with prayer. I've never killed anyone. I'm a targeted individual. Mostly I see that I target myself by using my gifts, magic. I have magic. I'm not classically trained at it. I'm one of those naturals. I did it when I was a kid, continued to secretly do it as I grew up, trying not to, burn myself for my own religious beliefs in that necessity. So there, every man and woman has God inside of them. Call it the spark of life. It's there. Familiarize yourself with it. Shake off the fucking social justice attachments to it. They are coming too. Just think of the hungry ghost and the social justice warrior and Democrat as a faction of the whole that just is, it's just there. It's part of the shit. Are you mind saying I vote for Donald Trump? I will not vote for Donald Trump this time. I will observe my right not to vote in the next election. Why? Because he's going to win. Because if he doesn't, this is not America. Who? No, I don't want to go. No, don't go off on that. Yes, the children. Oldest son, his name is Auroras Drake Watson. I chose his name. It came to me. Pow! Like a fucking hit on the head. I was driving on Highway 95. He was still in his mama's womb, in the belly. I would rub it. Why I chose the name Auroras, it's Horus the Elder. It's because of an experience that I had in the invocation of God form. Horus the Elder. Now, a fun fact about these god forms called Egyptians. Now, I recently heard that Mr. Shifty Schiff likes to go to meth party mansions and where they eat people, and he likes to dress in the Egyptian shit, so I don't need any of that tainted in what I'm going to tell you. So, just cut that off. Yeah, there's many fucked up people in their secret societies that do fucked up shit. And when they do it in Egyptian clothing, I gets pissed. No matter what. I like Egyptian shit. Why? Something in my soul, very deep. You know, was I there? I believe so. Did they do some fucking shit fucked up? Yeah, they stole some shit from other people's. I'm talking to fucking Seth on this one because he knows it and he fucking spews it out. Where, I hear what you're saying and I don't fully have the technical data to support what had happened other than I know something was robbed on this earth from people who were here by Pleiadians, Syrians, I don't know exactly. Somebody did some fucking scandalous shit. We're all to blame. We're all in it together. Just fucking get to that place, wherever you are. Because that's really what, at the end of the day, that's what it is. We're the genetic stew, experimental mix of a shitload of extraterrestrial beings. Where do they come from? Extraterrestrial. Either not from here or from here in the undersea and under the earth places of here, which may or may not be multi-dimensional. I don't know. I gotta go. Well, during these course of events, I found out that Ricky, Uncle Ricky, has died. They approved his cancer medicine for a guy who's going to die anyway. They begin to experiment. That's a blessing. But you got to find where your part is in something you don't touch but you're close to sort of shit. Like if you're going to fight cancer to the death, you got to know what cancer is. It's a cell that suddenly doesn't just say its telomeres don't. It doesn't die. It doesn't. It turns off its internal death. It attempts immortality. Yeah, yeah. That's what its cancer is. It's cells that don't cycle out. So you don't get new cells. You get a fucking half dead. You get zombie state. Now, Ricky, if his funeral was on Sunday, I think it was, I hate seeing anything. Anytime I see that funeral home, the Carter in the funeral home jumps out and punches me in my eyeball. I don't like it. I don't like it. But nonetheless, I didn't immediately imagine Ricky had died. But I've been attending this issue of Ricky since I talked to Johnny. Now, Ricky was sick. I seen his sick ass when he came here. And Ricky, he's one of the last things he said to me, and it triggered me. He was like, I don't know about you. I mean, what's new? What the fuck is new? It wasn't really him that said it. It was that beginning a very more than what should be a standard reveal of the demonic side talking shit to me personally in my own home. Yeah, because it's actually these entities attaching through. How much of the entity is us? Well, how long did you spend in your sickness? Should you begin to identify yourself with the celestial immortal who has captured you? That would be Asperger's. Ha, that's a Freudian slip. That would be Harley Quinn syndrome. Good old Stockholm one. Identify with the. He was a great dictator. He showered us with gifts and let us rule over the others and control their lives in our hands. It's a thing. See North Korean kids for their treatment of parents. They had them shot for a piece of bread. Abso-fucking-lutely. You know how hard it is? You fuck your mother for a piece of bread. This is happening in our world today. That's just food for thought. It's eternal, the struggle, and it is real, and it will hit home. And this country is under judgment. It's going forth like they're rolling out. So just get ready for that shit, each and every one of you. Depending upon your specialty in this world, universe, home, everybody's got a gift, and in the course, I'm 40 fucking years old. I've had a career, a high-paying job. I no longer am at that high-paying job. I'm at a high, rewarding paying job. So I've had to adjust. Is it correct to say that I am unemployed? No, it's incorrect. Would a casual observer believe this man's unemployed? Yes. That's why it's a trap house. That's the trap. You fall for the trap. There's no one here trapping you. The trap is what you assume. You assume and make an ass out of you. Well, not me in this case. In this case, it's your ass plus one. So that's a math problem. Your ass plus one. Well, let's see here. What do we got? For one, and done. I'm going to now get Uncle Cousin Ricky Stegall on the boat of souls that takes you to the other side. Cross the river Styx? Okay, yes. Maybe it's the river Styx. In what other unknowing of self that, and I apologize. My friends came over in the Mustang. I should have noticed how many Mustangs. Weird things, but this place has a fucking very special thing going on here. And what happens in most special things is the horrible thing that makes explicit use. That's what they call, I don't know why it sounds so negative. They're like, they make use of something. They find a way to profit off of it. Well, if you are required to live and you also have to feed the self, and how we look at that is really slanted because we don't We often look at other entities like they are some sort of something completely different than us, like they don't got to eat too. And everybody does. I don't care if you're an inorganic being or not. You know, maybe your food's attention, maybe it's soul stuff. Who's to say? You know, we're said not to judge by a very sound advice given to us. You know, do not judge another, lest ye judge yourself. The two go hand in hand. You must judge yourself. You are going to judge others. You will judge each situation. If you step at the edge of the cliff, you must make a judgment regarding the next step. If you go ahead and just take that to every step you take in life, do a little should a bang, should a dance. What's this? It's like a whole 9 yards. Yeah, do the whole 9 yards on it. Exact. I would say 9.75 yards is what this would be, because you're not going to get to 10. There is no 10 yards. There's only the whole 9 yards. The hole is at the 7.5 marker after the 9 yards. To be technically correct, that's where the hole is. You want to put something in a box? What do you put in a box makes it lighter? A hole. Yeah, real solved. Anyway, that's all real shit. Thank you, and please subscribe and help me beat myself in the face into a proper celestial being, assisting the elderly to cross the death. Get in the boat. Go to the other place. Don't get tore apart, dissolved by monsters. The angry ghosts come first, and then the beasts. That is the order. See the bardo.